Good afternoon, everyone. What's going on? Stack in the South coming back with another brand new video for you. Um, let's see. Well, this is another response video from If You Know, You Know Stacker and the Kansas Kid. Both did a video on this. So I think the Kansas Kid responded to If You Know, You Know. I'm also responding to If You Know, You Know and the Kansas Kid. So, all right, let's get right into it. So, favorite coin. Man, I came in here and I thought I'd know exactly just one. I'd be able to pick it out and just be like, yep, this is it, 100% my favorite one. But I really didn't. So what I thought I'd choose a few different things and then just give you my favorite from each. And then I'll try and decide if one of those is my all-time favorite. And, you know, like most of you, I love my silver. I like to look at it. Hold it, do whatever, play with it. Anyway, so go ahead and get started. Jump right in. And you know what? I'm going to start with this one because this wasn't one I picked out, but this was a gift from quite the bag I received from Akadaka Stacker a couple years ago, man. I know he's still out there. I don't see the videos anymore, but it stopped showing me a lot of stacking videos for a while there, and I don't know. Basically, this is it. Let's see. What is that? It's a 50-cent piece. I forgot. It's been sitting there for so long, but let's be honest. That's a holding on there. This is just bitching. I love this. This is definitely one of my favorite pieces. The card and everything. This was a gift. Most of my favorite pieces are going to be gifts. I've been around for a while, and I remember when, stackers were sending each other stuff left and right. I'm not sure if that's happening as much lately with the price of stuff, but that will forever be in the background of my videos, without a doubt. All right, so let's get going. We'll just start with some generic rounds, all right? So, start with the runners up. This one is absolutely one of my favorites. Maybe it's not the only one. I'm pretty sure this might be my only one with a ship on it. Why? I don't know. I love ships. I love silver, so why wouldn't I love ships on silver? But this is the one I have, the USS Constitution. It was pretty brilliant when I got it, but it seems to be toning out pretty well. And if you know me, I don't have a problem with the toning. So I like that one. Let's see. Here's another one. Most of you aren't going to have. This one is probably pretty rare. I don't know how many of these were actually made, but I believe this is the first one off the second minting on these, so we'll just get right to it. AG Stacker 1776 2023 number 011. It's pretty cool. Yes, I got this. Of course, it is the Kansas Kid now, and if you watch his video about why he started his channel and so on and so forth, man, that's a pretty stand-up thing to do. And I don't know him personally. We've never hung out or anything, but I feel like that's on brand for AG. Like, he's just a really good guy when it comes down to it. He has been there on my channel since pretty much day one. I bet I could go back to the first video, and I believe he commented on it. One of my first videos started to give me confidence in my stuff, and it's just always been super supportive. Maybe one day I'll whip out everything that he sent me, and you guys will probably all won't believe it, but it's substantial. Like, it's a good amount of stuff. All right, here's my absolute favorite one. To Don't Tread on Me. This was a wedding present from my best man, so he got this for me. Couldn't be happier with that. That is in the never get rid of pile ever. Let's see. I'll just keep it moving. All right, so picked a couple things. Here's my Perth Mint favorites, probably. I like the Kookaburras, and I also like the Lunar Year stuff. So here's my favorite Lunar Year one, the Year of the Rooster. with a nice line privy on her. That's bitching. Absolutely love this one. Just really cool. I just love these. I don't think anyone does the Lunar Series like the Perth Mint. That's neither here nor there. All right, here's my favorite kook. I just love this one. Just standing on a pole. The barbed wire. There's something about this one that really, that I really like. This 2016. Yep, I like it. Kind of before the design change to with the lettering and everything to this kind of style. I like them both. This is probably my favorite one I have right now, and one day maybe I'll have all the kooks. I'm not holding my breath. I know some of them are hard to find. So, alrighty, moving on. We'll go up to Canada. Well, Canada. All right, this is, I couldn't tell. This one is absolutely one of my favorites just because, I don't know. It's beautiful. It's super shiny. I like the two different textures, sheens on the leaves, so to speak. Got some Chinese lettering. This is a full ounce, even though it is a little smaller than the other ones. It's still a full ounce. Yep, and there's definitely the Queen. Wish they had kept her face on there, but here we are. And here's another one I really like. Just a maple leaf reverse proof with a rooster on there. Really cool. Just really cool. And this one is getting some toning, if you can see that on the back. It looks more prevalent out here when I look at it as opposed to through the camera. All right, moving on. Bars, generic bars. I like my generic vintage bars. And these ones are no different. So we'll start with this one. Lake Tahoe. Man, if you guys saw my first video on these bars a couple years ago, you'd know. This is where I grew up. I spent, I'd say probably about 3 to 15 years old up in Lake Tahoe. I love skiing. We were snowboarding before snowboarding was actually even invented. I mean, they wouldn't even let you out on the slopes. Do I miss the snow in the mountains? Yes. Do I want to live back where it's cold and snowy all the time? No. It's one of those places I'd like to visit. And one, I don't think I could live in Lake Tahoe. But ultimately, Silvertown, Winchester, Indiana. Here's another one. Reno, Nevada. My grandparents used to manage a motel there. They had a motel. It was right downtown, and I spent more time in the pool than any kid should have. Thank God I didn't drown, because I would just say hours and hours and hours and hours there with little to no supervision. So, of course, I just found these randomly. So the biggest little city in the world. Again, I'm not sure I'd want to go back there. Stand by. Okay, I'm back. Apparently someone didn't read the sign. There's no soliciting in this neighborhood. But they're trying to sell me doorbell cameras. And I don't need one. Protected by Sig Sauer and a few other brands. But anyway, where was I? Reno. Spent a lot of time in Reno. And then here. This is my first vintage bar I bought. Look at that. Shields Mint. I really know nothing about them. I bought this off an auction, and I can't remember whose it was at this point. I mean, this has been several years now. I have to go back and see where I got these things from, because some I just can't remember where they all came from. All right, Shields Mint. This is absolutely my favorite. Couple reasons. I just love the way it looks. And yeah, that was my first one. Kind of got me into the vintage bars. All right, I'll just switch straight to this. All right, so okay. There's going to be a toss-up here. All right, between Mexico and America. All right, which one do I love more? Obviously, I'm going to go with the Eagle because I'm American all day, every day. But there's no denying the beauty of Mexican silver and gold. So I got this little 1/20th ounce proof a while back. Got a good deal on it, relatively speaking, if you look at the price of gold now. Same with this one. I got this for a similar price to what Fish got his 1/10 ounce that he was talking about this morning on his new video. I got this one for about $2.15. You're not finding these for that anymore. That's why I only have a couple of them, but you know, back in there with its black plague. Go ahead and zip that up. We don't want the black plague getting out. Keep it contained. All right, so there it is. Definitely going with the Eagle on that one. That's just how I feel. All right, now down to the final few things. Oh, 10-minute video, man. I try to make these like 5 or 6 minutes, but I just don't understand. All right, we're going to go with this one. How can you deny a 5-ounce Libertad? I mean, just amazing. Like I said, if you can't tell, Libertads are my favorite. Boom. Full frontal nipples. 5-ounce, man. It's the biggest I have. I don't have any 10-ounce. I have some 5-ounce stuff, bars, and a couple coins and stuff, but this is about as big as I go. I'm really into the 1-ounce. The 1-ounce stuff. Here's another one. This one's a runner-up. Antiqued. Now, I bought this off of T, the Silver Stacker. I know y'all know who that is. Another auction. I beat out somebody. You know, at the time, I thought $90, 85, $90 was just absolutely insane, but I wanted it, so I bought it. And have literally zero regret. Absolute, oops. Dang it, of course. Zero regret. Love this one as well. I'll have a little side note after that about another one I bought. And here's another one I got from T, the Silver Stacker. 1983. This one, he came across a tube, had a tube, I'm not 100% sure. But this is the one that came straight out of a tube into this flip and into my hands. Open 12 to 23. So just about 2 years ago I bought this one. I don't even remember what I paid for this one. But I'd say this is my absolute favorite because I love this type. And there's just something about, you know, the fact that it came out of a tube straight into this. You know, it hasn't been through a million hands. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but so there it is. There's my favorite coin. Went ahead and just went down. That's my favorite coin. But also, this bonsai tree, I might start working on. I'm not sure how to incorporate that into the video, into my background. But all right, one more thing real quick before I let y'all go. I don't know if here's something I bought. One of my favorite coins. I bought it. I'm going to tell you how much I paid for it. I paid $104. Kind of, I don't know if I regret it now, but now they're still for sale because this is supposed to be limited to 700 pieces. I thought 700 pieces, that's going to be pretty low minute. It's going to be pretty popular. It's going to gain in value. Well, I can actually buy it for $5 less than I paid for it now. And this was, I don't know, a couple months ago. So the price of silver was cheaper. Here we are. Here we are. It's less now, and I'm still sitting on it, and they're still for sale. You know, anyway, it doesn't matter because it's going to be sat on for years, just like all this other stuff. But anyway, that's pretty much that. Those are my favorite pieces of silver. I know it's a lot. I should have just picked one and just went with it, but you know how we roll. And on that note, I'm out. Oh, yeah. Forgot to mention this. I was invited to be on If You Know, You Know Stacking's channel Sunday at 10 p.m. So if you're still listening to this video at 14 minutes in, man, first of all, thank you. Second of all, check it out. Later, y'all.